Hey, greetings, my friend. Thank you for being here. So glad you're here. We're going to be getting started with this journey in just a couple of minutes. First things first, there's some really exciting things on the near horizon in the Life Force Academy. First and foremost, starting in November with this yogic astrology course, and people from all over are going to be doing it. I'm going to be leading you in it week by week. This is going to be a very beautiful experience. If you love astrology, definitely check this out because it's very cool. I think you'll love it. Then coming up after that, over the winter solstice time, we're going to have our virtual winter solstice experience. It's a multi-day event that is really just otherworldly. We've been doing it every year, and that's something you're not going to want to miss. Then the new year will hit. We'll have our annual prosperity challenge, one of the most popular things we do every single year, the meditation challenge for prosperity. Enjoy the class, everyone. See you in there. Welcome to the event. We're really happy that you're here. We're about to go live in just a few moments. But before we lift off, there's a few important things we want to make sure that you're aware of so you get the best possible experience out of this. First of all, the sound current is supremely important to us, the musical experience. So if possible, we really encourage you to use good speakers or headphones to experience the class with. Second, if you have any pre-existing injuries, please take care of yourself, modify as you need to. Don't risk exacerbating an injury because of a yoga exercise. If you have any pre-existing medical conditions and you're not quite sure if this would be good for you, please consult with your primary healthcare practitioner and make sure it's the right thing for you. Also, make yourself relatively comfortable. You can use a cushion, and in fact, we encourage you in our seated positions, meditation practices, to use a cushion. It helps lift the heart up, keep the spine straight, and it's more ideal for the flow of energy in the body and for the meditation experience. You can even be sitting in a chair with feet flat on the floor for those of you that are unable to sit in a meditative sitting posture on the floor. Just use a chair, and for many of the exercises, that will work perfectly fine. And then lastly, if you're having any problems with the video streaming, try refreshing the page, or if you see a gear icon on the video, adjust your resolution. If you're new to this type of thing, just take care of yourself. If there's something that you don't quite understand, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Everything that needs to click will click after a few times of trying it out. Enjoy the experience. We're about to get started in just a moment. Okay, cool. Welcome, everybody. Happy solstice week. I like solstice week. It's my birthday week. And I was born on a winter solstice, so it holds like a special kind of feeling for me, naturally. And although when you have your birthday so close to, like for me, it was over Hanukkah or close to Christmas, I feel like it isn't as great when you're a kid because your birthday kind of gets merged into all these other things, and it's harder to, make it all about you. But that's kind of what we want a birthday to be, because the sun, our birthday, of course, is the anniversary of the exact position of the sun when we were born. And that's why we use a solar calendar, 12 months. It takes 12 months for the Earth to go fully around the sun. So the sun is all about, here I am, check me out. And so people who are born with the sun in a placement that is more like, for instance, self-expressive, that'll be kind of naturally part of their persona in life. Yeah, check me out. And not necessarily egotistically sometimes, but just in a, this is my story. Let me share it with you. And there's other places in the sky, if the sun is when we're born, where it'll make you kind of like quite the opposite. And you'll feel much more shy about like, hey, let me tell you about me. Like a sun in Leo is very comfortable with that. And a sun in Libra is quite the opposite. It's like, the sun in Libra, which in Vedic astrology they call debilitated sun, but there's nothing really debilitated about it in the bigger sense of it. What it means is because the sun is all about the self. When you're putting the planet of the self in the constellation of the other, which is Libra, then that's more about, let me hear about you. What are you like? And pretty much we all love when people are interested in us. So what's so debilitated about that? It's quite lovely to be around people who want to harmonize with you. And sometimes it's exhausting to be around people who want to continuously tell you about themselves. And so, but a strong sun is considered strong and positive, and a weak sun is considered negative when you use those kind of ideas. But in the bigger scheme of things, all of us have the perfect placements. And it's just about getting to know ourselves, really. And when we kind of have a little more perspective, all right, who am I? What am I like? And it takes us, years and years and years. Because no matter how wise someone is, if they're only 17 years old, you're only so wise, right? Nobody trusts a teenager. And then you get a little older, a little more wisdom, little older, little more wisdom, largely through we figured out what doesn't work so well. Largely we figured that out, what doesn't help so much or what causes us more suffering and more misery. So what I like about this stuff in Kundalini Yoga and what we're doing this week in our big solstice journey, which we're all very excited about starting on Thursday evening, is to work with these things in such a way that you bring forth kind of the character of who you are in a really lovely way, meaning it's taking enough time to where you can get your chi, your life force, well concentrated in the central nervous system. And then when that happens, the mind just naturally relaxes. It's like, it's so easy in planet Earth, especially 2024 planet Earth, 2023, 2024 planet Earth, to be living in a perpetual sense of danger. Because danger is being broadcasted to us from every direction. And that over time has this long-term, subtle yet chronic effect on our nervous system that really takes us outside of ourselves. We lose our sense of character. We lose our sense of what we are all about and what our life is all about. So we like to do these things, and this one's shorter but substantive enough to where it's enough time to where that whole thing can reset. That's healthy. I was just talking to my friend yesterday who's about the same age as I am. I was like, we're the last generation to remember life without the internet. And so like people born now, that's not. I remember when I saw the internet for the first time, like my dad introduced me to it. I was like, all right. And we had no idea like how big of a transformative force that would be, where it kind of connected the whole world together. And there's so many like really, really cool things about that. And then there's so many very, very difficult things about that, to be exposed to so much, all the time, bombardment of the information age. Our nervous systems are still learning how to adapt to that. And we don't have to think of it as a bad thing. It's happening. This is how it is. It's not going anywhere. It's not going in a backward direction unless we destroy the whole thing. Then we start again, try again. So if we think of it as we're still learning how to be adaptogenic to this environment. We take adaptogenic herbs like ashwagandha and all those great like reishi mushrooms and such. There's such wonderful things that we can always use to like help
help ourselves is that all of these medicinal herbs, mushrooms, they're really expressions of compassion, expressions of intelligence. You can take an herb and it relaxes your nervous system. Ashwagandha. But usually we don't, because we're kind of trained to more prescription medicines where you just take, I have inflammation, let me have an anti-inflammatory, and in the next couple of hours, or let me take an Advil. And like I have a basketball game in 30 minutes, I can take an Advil now, and I'm gonna feel better when that game starts. But that's not how something like ashwagandha works, where you take it, you build a relationship with it, and slowly but surely the nervous system relaxes down, and that sense of impending doom starts to relax. And sometimes impending doom is catalyzed by some relationship thing that happens, or some financial thing that happens, or some world things that are happening, etc. But in other words, anyways, we have bombarded with information coming from all directions. And most of the time, it's not, the good news isn't being broadcasted. It's very easy to forget that most human beings are good-hearted people who care and are helping life, or at least doing our best. You know, all of us are in some way, shape, or form, are contributing to suffering. We're contributing to our own suffering, and we're contributing to others' suffering. So until we've totally transformed our mind to such an extent that that's not the case, which, who knows, even that's what they call like a Buddha, when one has reached a point where no longer is the cycles of our karmas being perpetuated by our mental, emotional, desiring habits. Yeah? So that all sounds heavy. But it's nice to just bring the heavy out, you know, acknowledge it, see it. So then you can say, all right, what if I actually had genuine concern to transform my mind? Not because it's the moral thing to do, because it's the happy thing to do. Is because all of our goals is to feel good, to be able to enjoy our life, and to be able to enjoy our life without turning away from the suffering of life, being able to actually be a part of the suffering of life. And so that takes strength, you know? And that's what we're doing. It's building a type of inner strength. When we concentrate that chi in our central nervous system like that, immediately the mind relaxes, much quicker than ashwagandha. And with a relaxed mind, it's no problem meditating. Meditation is difficult when we're going from kind of fight or flight, that kind of we're in fight or flight and we don't even realize it. Is lifting up the hood. Isn't there layers upon layers? Don't you find that in life, that over time you learn, oh, I didn't even realize I was an asshole, you know, or was behaving like an asshole in that context of my life, until the significant other revealed it to me in one way or another. That's why relationships are so profound in that type of way. They call it like the highest yoga. But also sometimes the hardest, because it moves you along really quick, relationships, if we utilize them that way. Less of something of just, part of relationship is we want to create safety and sense of security. We want to feel cozy. But in order to get to that real coziness, we have to learn about ourselves, and we have to learn about how do we love each other? How do we care for each other? And when we start to recognize really on a very visceral level that to the extent that I care for you is the kind of primary, kind of influential thing for my own happiness, then I start to want to transform the mind. Not as some like rigid thing that I'm sinful, or all these heavy kind of religious doctrines. Doctrine's such a heavy word, isn't it? Doctrine, light or heavy? What do you think, that word? Doctrine. Well, we mostly have heavy experiences around it. Yeah, and there is a heaviness to it. Even, do you know the word guru in Sanskrit? One of its meanings is heavy, because the guru is heavy. They, like metaphorically, sits on your head. And and the guru is that which is not necessarily embodied in a person, but sometimes can be. The guru is that which opens you up to life. And in order to get opened up to life, you got to go through also not just the pleasurable things, but also you have to wrestle with the difficult things. And so then, when I'm wrestling with that, most difficult things are our own inner world. How we feel about ourselves, how we feel about others, how we feel about the fact that we are aging, and one day we'll have to shed this body. All of those things, those are heavy, but they're not bad. This is life. Is death bad? Is birth good? You can't have one without the other. So on all sides of that is love. And a baby is born, we experience total love. It's the most amazing thing. And when someone passes that we love, we experience total love. And one of those loves is tears and grief. To grieve is to love something. So then, when we learn, not just, this isn't it's just not just philosophy, not just philosophically, but viscerally, which the yoga practice really helps, I think. Because then when you're working with these kriyas, it kind of, not only is it working out your body, flushing toxins out of the tissues and the organs, bringing new oxygen, life force, chi into the tissues, organs, helping the nervous system to build itself, helping the glandular system to balance itself. But what it's also doing is that within the kriyas is training the mind on how to respond to circumstances of life in a healthy fashion. How does it do that? What is a healthy fashion? By slowly but surely, with little itty-bitty baby steps, being less grasping onto pleasurable things and being less resistant to difficult things in the deep kind of subconscious patternings of our minds. Simple. But that doesn't happen at an intellectual level. If it was intellectual, we would already all be doing that perfectly, because it's not hard to understand. That the mind, we're all searching for happiness, and in the mind's very attempt to create happiness, it does the thing that takes it away by grasping onto what feels good and pushing away what feels bad. And so that's why so much, especially us men, we don't know how to feel. Because it wasn't when we were young and our bodies were forming, it wasn't encouraged. And not just men, generally all of us, but even more so, generally speaking, us men. Women naturally emote in a different way. They're like the moon. Men are more like the sun. But if you don't feel, everything gets stuck, and we become like shook up sodas. So eventually it's like you pop and you have a crisis moment. But when we learn to feel, and we learn that actually to allow emotions to arise and allow them to be felt is how an emotion metabolizes, so it's no longer sticky. So it's no longer always haunting us, coming back around and back around and back around. To allow the emotion to come up, allow it to be felt. But we have to also even do that, little baby steps. Because none of this thing can be rushed. It only happens so on its own time. The yoga practice, the kriyas, help accelerate that process without it feeling overwhelming. Because to feel our difficult emotions, to feel the things that we fear the most, that we're most scared of, or that we're most angry about, or that we're most frustrated by, the deep, deep stuff that hasn't been processed yet. That's overwhelming to feel. But if you start to open the channels with yoga practices, bring the mind into its more meditative, relaxed state. When the nervous system gets a little strong, mind relaxes, feels very safe to feel. Now I can gain a bigger perspective on those emotions and those feelings. And then instead of them being something that is driving me towards some destructive pattern, like we do. destructive patterns. Instead of communicating with love, we communicate with a vindictive nature. And it sends the whole thing spiraling. And those things gain momentum. On the other hand, when you can get the bigger perspective and you understand through compassion, or you misunderstand the time. Well, that means I have to have compassion kind of come alive up in me so I can understand it. So the things that I think are most important with yoga practice is not just the physical practice and moving the chi and the breath, but it's doing all of that stuff so that we can do that really crucial transformative work of arousing compassion and gaining wisdom. Wisdom gives us the perspective. Compassion gives us the ability to have perspective. And they're two sides of the same bird, two wings of the same bird. Wisdom and compassion. So compassion is not just empathy. Compassion is something that brings wisdom along with it. And so ultimately, the yoga practice, physically, workout, feel good, vitality increasing, mind expanding. But in the bigger terms, in terms of actual cultivation of happiness, it requires those two things. For me to be an active participant in building more and more compassion and cultivating more and more wisdom. So then, as we get older, we're not getting more grouchy. We're getting more happy. And I'm a grouchy type person. And I'm getting more happy as I go along. That's good, because I tend towards grouchiness. Let's do yoga. Take your hands and make a little friction. So if those of you who haven't known about it or haven't decided if you want to join us for this winter solstice, we start Thursday evening and it goes till Saturday afternoon. And those of you, you can do it from wherever you are, and you don't have to do it live with us. It fits any schedule, and we'll share. If you don't know about it yet, we can send you everything you want to know, but it's going to be a very, very special experience. I'm positive about it. Come into the prayer pose. Inhale, please. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Exhale. And come onto the hands and knees. Let's start to move our bodies. So fingers are stretched out like that, and it's start a cat-cow. Inhaling, the head is coming up. Exhaling, the head is coming down. Inhaling, the belly's moving towards. I have to actually plug this into the thing. Yeah, if you could now at this point, close your eyes down. And just create a nice rhythm for yourself. It's like softening the spine, making it nice and supple. Putting your breath into the rhythm of it. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhale, head up. Exhale, head down. Good. And come sitting and cross-legged again. Hands come like this. Sit bones connected down, yeah? Hands like this. Inhaling, swing to your left, exhaling to your right. See if you can just let it swing a little. It's not aggressive. You know, but it has some rhythm. It has some kind of momentum that develops. That's right. It doesn't need overextension, you know, soften that thing up. But more into your breath, though. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. It's quite nice. Into the center, inhale deeply. Suspend the breath. Now please, if you lift through the rectum, pelvic floor, sex organ, up and in, and the navel, underneath your belly button, the abdomen, up and in. Exhale. Simple technique. Many of these exercises. Root lock. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Now suspend the breath in. Keep the breath in, but keep your upper body relaxed, torso relaxed. Exhale. Heart lifted, yeah? Inhale. But relax. Keep the breath in, shoulders relaxed, down. Sitting tall, beautiful, and relaxed. Exhale. Now try like this. Inhale. Same thing, upper body relaxed. Now lift up, pelvic floor, rectum, sex organ, navel, up and in. Exhale. One más. Inhale. Suspension of the breath. Close the eyes. Soften the chest. Lift of the root lock. Rectum, sex organ, navel, up and in. And then through the nose, exhale. Again. Suspension of the breath, lifting of the root lock. Now, suspension of the mind. Allow the mind to be relaxed, spacious. Exhale. Like, could you visualize an ocean sunset? Inhale deeply. Suspension of the breath. Lift the rectum, sex organ, navel, up and in. Soften the heart. Now, visualize like a beautiful ocean sunset. Spacious, vast, majestic. Exhale. Inhale. Suspend the breath. Lift the root lock. Spacious of the mind. Enjoy like a vision of like a gorgeous sunset over the vast ocean. Exhale. That's quite nice. Now try this. Inhale. It's going to do a light rhythmic breath. Exhale. It's going to be light, soft, but rhythmic like this. Try like. Then go. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Now keep going and give it something. Heart is softened, mind is softened. Compassionate heart, wisdom mind. Inhale. Root lock, rectum, sex organ, navel, soften the heart, ocean like sunset. Through the nose, exhale. Yeah? Not bad. Stretch your legs out wide like a V shape. And always the heart is lifted. That's symbolic, but it's also the proper mechanics of a posture. If we're going to deal with the very difficult challenges of our life, we have to be tender. We have to be soft. We have to be able to be soft and to feel compassion towards ourselves. That's always the starting point for our own bodies, our own predicaments. Yeah? Inhale, center, turn to either side. You lead with the heart. Exhale, fold. Inhale up to the center. Turn the other side. Exhale, fold. Feet are flexed, actually. Groin is relaxed, but feet are flexed. Toes are engaged. And every inhale, you fill your lungs. Center. And good. Exhale, hinge forward. And then inhaling long and exhaling long. Inhaling deep and exhaling complete. Finish your exhales. That's the secret to yogic breathing. If you finish your exhalations, the inhale will have to be good. To finish your exhales, on that final bit of your exhale, lift through your diaphragm, draw your navel in, push that breath out. Then exhale. Draw the navel and push the diaphragm up. Push the breath out. Inhaling. Exhaling, fold. Now inhale, lift up the chest. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, lifting up. Fold, exhale, down. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Good. And inhale. Relax. Shake your legs out a little bit. Okay, come onto your backs. A little bit of workout. Just a little bit. You're gonna come like this. First start like this. See, chest lifted, shoulders released, core lifted, engaged. So start like this, and like this. If it strains your low back, hands and fists under your butt, please. Hands and fists under your, if it's straining, hands, that's how you'll strengthen. Get your hands underneath you. Don't think that's lesser, it's not. You gotta use wisdom when you're trying this stuff. Okay? It's looking nice, but relax. That was like our dress rehearsal. Good job. Inhale. Fully exhale. Inhale deeply. Fully exhale. Hug the knees up to the chest and bring the nose up towards the knees. Inhale deeply. Fully exhale. Now come into the posture, stretch pose. Inhale deep. Point the toes, eyes on your toes. Pelvic floor up, chest up, shoulder blades released. Fingers firm, toes pointed. Inhale, hold the position, lift through that root lock, rectum, sex organ, navel, in, and relax. Bravo. Hug the knees up to the chest. And inhale, bring the nose up towards the knees. Let the shoulder blades release. Exhale. Keep your shoulder blades released down your back, otherwise squeeze up. Inhale deep. Squeeze up. Exhale, release. Very nice. Hug the knees up to the chest. Rock and roll on the spine. Come up. Thumbs are out, fingers are tucked in. Like that. Arms come 60 degrees. Shoulder blades release. Chest lifted up. Inhale. And breath of fire. no bend of the elbow. Shoulder blades release. And if you can, draw your inner gaze, third eye space, where the root of the nose meets the skull bone. Try to relax your gaze and dwell in that area. And when the mind travels elsewhere, as soon as you can remember, notice, simply in a very kind of easy, non-reactive way, loving way, draw your gaze back. Because every time you do that, boosts up the intuition a little more, brings the mind into more of its equanimity a little more. Every time you do it is a victory. Okay, inhale. Thumbs up. Touching, fingers stretch wide, up, up, up. Release your shoulders, inhale some more, touch the ceiling, stretch up, 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 release. Yeah? Okay, just a few more. Your hands are out like this. What you're gonna do, you exhale each time either hand comes. It's called gathering the heart prana. Fingers nice and firm, okay? Check it. Got it? Do it. Work with your prana, use your hands, use your breath, use your sensitivity. Feel the heart center, feel your magnetic field, feel your life force, move the breath. Yeah, if you want, if you're feeling courageous, you could even, I bet, just decide to go ahead and be joyful. Why not, you know? You can find that happy button and just push it. Yeah? Especially if your prana is moving. That's our natural state. And when we're in it, we know it. When we're children, we know it. Keep going. It's not so long. Not even 5 minutes left. Keep going. Come on. It hits a threshold, you think you can't keep going. But then something else kicks in. And oh yes, I can. Breathe. Put the energy in the breath. Gaze of the third eye. Build the heart chi, the heart shakti. With the rhythm, move. Yeah, hit it. watch the mind, you know. This is where that whole process is happening. A kriya does put you in a certain predicament. It's like, whoa. It has an ending point, a middle point, and a beginning point. At some point, this thing has to end. The question is, when? In the meantime, see if you can anchor into the primary 2 points of focus. The breath, that's your feel, that's your thought. Make the breath enchanting. That's why they even go like satnam, 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 sat. They put a mantra on it to guide the chi energy through the chakra. Satnam, 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 satnam. Your breath is the chanting. Listen, listen. And then comes the gaze. Soften the gaze. Try to relax it. Where the root of the nose meets your skull bone. Third eye space. Not even 2 minutes left. Let's go, come on. With something. How do I want to do life? Let me do this like I want to do life. Practice, practice. Seconds. Inhale, arms up. Fingers firm, tighten them, tight, tight, and relax. And just relax into meditative zone for, even if just for a moment. Nice, and have some water. Okay, the next one, not nearly as long as that one was, but it's a little demanding though. Just like 3 exercises left, then I'll lay down, okay? But these want to ask something of you. Your hands are out like this and their fingers are firm. A lot of these is more like the martial arts exercises we do. And working in the way that we work with our chi, our life force. Aki, I'll stay closer to the mic and you bring me down. Yeah, it's my fault I get back. Okay, sorry everybody at home making the sound engineer work more hard. Like this, fingers are like this and you just like this. So what you do is like you're going to bring them as if you're going to clap them with full force, but then you stop right there, okay? But we'll do it with the groove, don't you think? Why would we not? Like this. Two and a half minutes. Let's go. Brings out the inner strength. Resets the nervous system. Opens what they call the Uggan Granthi, the locks of the heart center. Open the chest on the inhale, and then you do it so good your butt lifts off the ground. That's when you know you're doing it good. Yeah. The stop is so abrupt that it makes the butt lift. Difficult, demanding. Try to keep the hands up at face level. Yeah? Sometimes it brings you to your edge a little. But that's where you test your vitality. Your mental vitality, physical vitality, emotional vitality. And you take care of those things. We feel connected to the meaningfulness of life. We don't lose that. We don't drown in our despair. And when we are drowning, we have a nice tool. Life raft. Keep going. It's 20 seconds to go. Deeper the breath this last bit. Deeper. Stronger breath. Inhale. Relax. Nice job. Shake your shoulders like this. Just bounce and bounce and bounce. Oh, loosen, soften up the upper back, you know. This one's very short, 30 seconds only, and it's like your fingers must be as tight as steel, and it's like you're bouncing energy off the ground with a quick breath, like a. It's only a 30-second exercise, so you still need to be strong here, lifted here, but then, but it's only 30 seconds. Yeah. That's what you'll be doing. Just messing with y'all. All right, you ready? 30 seconds like this. Chest lifted, and ready, go. Double that speed. 5 seconds. Double that speed. Come on. 4 seconds. Inhale. Release. Exhale. I took that from Bill Walton when I was at a New Year's Eve Dead show. His countdown at New Year's was like 10, 9. It went on for like 3 minutes, you know. It was so good. Stretched all time and space. Okay, lay on your backs, last exercise. This one is a horrible exercise, really. What you're gonna do is, it's like this. If you do like leg stuff, like abdomen core stuff a lot, it's an amazing, wonderful exercise. But if you're not used to that, then it feels ridiculous at first. So what you need to do, if that's straining yourself, put your hands and fists underneath you. If you can, if you have the strength to keep that posture, that's heels up 12 inches. Head up, head on the ground. All right? So that then you push your fingers into your abdomen just below your belly button. Oh boy. And you stay there and you breathe long and deep. So that's the exercise. But you need to modify in order to make it realistic if you can't do that right now. So that means hands under your butt, if that's the case. And what you do, because this is going to go on for a little bit, you do it to where you can. You don't go to the point where you strain. But you bring it to, you test your core vitality a little. When you need to relax out of it, don't overdo it. But give yourself something, and it's a slow build. And if we do that, you start doing that on a more regular basis, pretty soon not only are you getting very strong there, but your inner vitality is getting strong. And inner vitality also gives mental, emotional vitality, nervous system strength, strong prana, better magnetism. Okay? So that's what, we're not just abdominal work, it does that. But it's about building the core vitality. Okay? Hug the knees up to the chest first. And then inhale, come into the posture. And you breathe very deeply through your nose. Head stays on the ground. Up at 12 inches, feet are flexed. Feet are flexed.
Even when we can, love will rule the day.
Final exercise. So you're going to relax after this. So see if you can build that inner navel strength. Breathe down into it. As difficult as it is, that good is the breath. Don't try to breathe too spiritually that you can't do the exercise, Put the breath in there and through the nose. Yeah. Then as you strengthen and you have it, then the breath can be long and meditative. But if it's building and it's like, what in the world is this? You got to give it some prana. Feed it with chi. Draw the sword, Access the warrior. That's your Mars. That's the naval power. That's your ambition, the ability to penetrate life. Make something happen. Move the circumstances. Deeper the breath into the navel point. Keep going with it.
Even when we can, love will rule the day.
Yeah?
Love will rule the day.
When it needs, don't injure yourself, but take yourself to where you can.
Love will rule it.
And then you relax out of it. And when you relax out of it, you nurture yourself. You let yourself relax for a moment.
Love will rule it.
And then as soon as you feel ready, you bring yourself back into it. And in this way, you start to build.
Love will rule it. Love, love will rule it. Love will rule it.
1 minute. for the breath. Seconds.
Life is really precious.
Hold the position. Inhale. Press into the navel. Pull the navel. Release. Relax.
Even when we can. Love will rule the day.
Beautiful job, everybody. Amazing. Relax. Let your legs relax out a little bit. Let your arms relax out a little bit. Any kind of tension you may still feel, you're gonna shake it a little. Just loosening, letting your body just now adjust into a relaxation state for a handful of minutes here. So, oh my body and oh my mind, please just relax. And just let it melt. And let the arms out as much as feels comfortable. Let the hands open. Let the legs spread out a little bit. It feels sort of in a way that feels comfortable. Let your jaw relax. And let the breath just breathe as ever it wants. Let the body breathe totally naturally, yet through the nose. And just for a few moments, bring your awareness to how your body is respirating. And just be observant of it without analysis, without any judgment, with loving compassion, only witnessing our body breathe as we allow our bodies to relax, as we allow our minds to relax. Relax your jaw, relax the tongue. Even the forehead relax, and the upper body can relax, and the chest, and down through your arms and your fingers, and even your belly, and your digestive organs like your intestines, always working so much, relax, and the pelvis, and the sexual organ can relax finally, and the butt and the glutes and the backs of your legs and the hamstrings are all just totally relaxing, and the nerves all the way down to the feet and toes are relaxing, and the big muscles of the thighs are able to just relax finally and relax. to bring your awareness back to your breath. And once again, observing your body, organism respirating without making any adjustment. Bringing your awareness to the simple flow of the breath. Move the fingers, move the toes. Rotate the wrists and rotate the ankles. Rub the palms, make some friction, and rub the soles of the feet, make some friction. Then cat stretch to each side. Nice. Hug the knees to the chest, rock and roll. Come up. So this meditation is very cool. Really beautiful. Really blissful. A little bit challenging, but not so much, I don't think. You take an 8 sniff breath in. Like, it'd be like this, watch. Through the nose, short sniffs, like go. Then through the lips. Little light sniffs in, but you're taking like one inhale in 8 segments. It's this nice little light. Then the puckered lips, like you're whistling, but you don't whistle. So here's the posture. So your thumbs press into what they call the Mercury mound. Pinky is the Mercury. This is the moon's center of the hand. Pinky, Sun, Saturn, Jupiter, and then Hankara. And so what you do is put your thumb into the Mercury mound, and then what you do is you press your thumbs together. The backs of your thumbs press into this prayer mudra. So the 4 fingers, like the top sections of the 4 fingers, press against each other, and it creates a little pressurization of the ego. The ego is not bad. You just want it to like be moving us in the direction of happiness, not narcissism and destructiveness. We all have that. So it's a simple thing that kind of puts the whole prana in the rhythm. In this, they call it Ashtanga rhythm, meaning it's a rhythm of 8. So check it like that. Like. close your eyes. And allow the eyes now to open 1/10, just allowing a touch of light. And then just see if you can relax into it. Try to keep your body totally still. The mudra, hand position, puts a little bit of an uncomfortable pressure. It makes a nice adjustment. This purifies the earth tattva, earth element of the body, so we're not feeling stuck. And we start to find the lightness of our being. And from there, our prosperity can flow. The Dharma can flow. You start to find the true pleasures and enjoyment of life, not in a grasping way, but true enjoyment. It's not needy. It's not trying to solve anything. It's existence and the bliss of existence. So just merge into the rhythm of 8. And when the mind starts to go this way, that way, always back to the focus of the breath. The Kriya stimulates the subconscious mind. And often the mind will get very agitated within the moments, within the minutes of the Kriya, the meditation. But then you find, once you finish it, it's like storm clouds have passed. The cloud cover maybe we didn't even realize was there. It's a little bit of a deep clean of the psyche, so the clarity can flow. Clarity comes forth. Take you on a journey. As best as you can, keep the body still. The more you can keep the body still, the more the channels will open. Because those channels are so very subtle. You can't force them to open. It's more like a courtship. Then go instead in rhythm and enjoy the rhythm, enjoy your breath, enjoy your body, and tune it up. Sniff, a little opening of the heart. much how our mind does. And just keep, you know, how wonderful it is to breathe. Somehow we all wish we could appreciate life even more. And at the end of this thing, we'll want to have appreciated life as much as we possibly could. It's letting all the distractions be elsewhere. And oh my mind, dwell on the prana, the breath. As a single stream of consciousness. Get lost in the rhythm. Chest lifted, shoulder blades release, regal position, chin ever so slightly in. Less than a minute. Concentrate on the rhythm. Puckered lips in a smooth exhalation.
exhale. And through the nose, deeply inhale. Suspend the posture, suspend the breath. Spacious of the mind. Be totally still. Hold the position, exhale. 2 more only, inhale. Suspend the breath, spacious of the mind. Hold the position through your nose, exhale. And deeply inhale. Lift the root lock, rectum, sex organ, navel. Soften the chest and the heart, spacious of the mind. Third eye gaze. And exhale. Just relax the posture. So that's the kind of inner alchemy that we do in the Kundalini yoga practice, where you kind of set the intent, but then you go into the body, and you go into the life force, and you use the locks, use the simple techniques, training the mind to be relaxed, so you can actually command the mind to relax. That's important human skill. Because when things are very hectic and chaotic and even dangerous, that's most important time for the mind to be able to be relaxed. The last thing to do when it's danger is to freak out, because you need the wisdom to get through that. So it's such a vital human skill, but then furthermore, working with those types of inner transformation. So you can take a simple earth element, water element. The heaviness of light can become the kind of the steadiness and also the sweetness of life. A fire that can be angry and resentful and agitated starts to become the light that you share with others, your passion, how you kind of operate in the world and bring forth the meaningfulness of life through whatever it is that your life is about. And then air and ether, that which causes anxiousness and overwhelms and worries and worries and worries and worries, is the very thing that connects you to the unseen. Because that's what anxiousness is a kind of a negative response to the unseen, a difficult response to the unseen. So it's a simple working with 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, ether, 1 prana, body, mind, simple human stuff. Take your hands at the prayer pose, and to seal this session, it's always nice to give a good wish. Give a good wish for your life. And we can give a good wish for our loved ones' lives. Have a simple wish of happiness. And wherever there's suffering, may their suffering be alleviated. And wherever there is happiness, may that cup overflow. And we can, as living beings, extend that natural wish to every other living being. It doesn't have to stop at our inner circles. Right on. Thank you, everybody. Well done. Good work. Yeah. Happy solstice time. Thanks, everybody at home. Happy solstice time. And solstice is the 21st this year. So Thursday evening is the 21st this week.
So the way our event is working is 4 sessions, and a lot of you I know have been tuned into it. And it's this year's the Dharma piece is what they call the 4 Purusharthas: Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Dharma's purpose, Artha's prosperity, Kama's enjoyment, and Moksha is freedom, really. So those are the 4 sessions. I'll be joined on the stage by this band. Devin Ashley, one of my favorite drummers on the earth. Jared May on bass, and then Salif on the kora. And then at least for one of the sessions, the first night, they'll be joined by Simrit. So that'll be an exquisite beginning. And then this same trio played with us all through our Menla, our immersion in the fall, and it's just good. It's exquisite. So I'm very excited. The music, all the music that you hear in Life Force Academy are born out of these events, because it's our solstice immersions predominantly where we all get to fly out. You know, the musicians from everywhere. Devin comes from Indianapolis. Jared's in LA. Salif is one of our many local heroes of Nevada County. So many are here. So, isn't there? Even still to this day, I'm learning, what, they live here? So anyways, Nevada City, hometown. But the broadcast of this virtually, it's more or less sold out in person, but the virtual, we put the majority of our creativity and resources into the virtual experience in Life Force Academy. Our main concern is to get this stuff to be able to transmit through the screen into the home. Not just the screen, but through the speakers. And so I really invite you, and those of you at home, you don't have to, not everybody, especially this time of year, we know you can't do it live, all of the sessions. You're at the in-laws' house or whatever. So there's all sorts of ways you can do this. If you can do it live, especially Thursday night, because that's the solstice. But even if you were to all right, do this 4 sessions at some point over the holiday time, I think you'll be very happy with that decision. It's cool. You're going to work out, and it's going to get you in shape, which is, not typical for holiday time, so that's good. But what it also will do is get you very blissful and happy. I think that's always the experience, and feeling good, but feeling also going into the new year with great clarity. Where you've taken the winter solstice event is about taking enough time for yourself at the crucial time of the year, when it's the very darkest night, where everything is actually encouraging introspection and reflection. And then going into the new year with that energy. And we start in the first week of January, our 9th annual LFA Prosperity Challenge. So that's happening too. So anyways, everybody's invited, in other words. And also everybody who joins this winter solstice event, we added a second course to it that's called the Return to Light. And it's one of our favorite courses we've created. The whole band was there the whole time, and it's 8 sessions, and it goes through all the planets. So the first session is Saturn, and then Jupiter, and then Mars, and that's a very enjoyable, effective way of going through really your whole psyche, the whole human experience, and all the domains of life, using that kind of astrological foundation, which you need to know nothing about. It requires, because it's all experiential. And so, in other words, Jupiter is tuning into the prosperity flow of your life. Mars is tuning into where you're going to put your ambitious energy in life, because you have so much, and maybe we need to build it a little stronger. Some people, we need to relax it a little bit. We're all a little different. So it does that, meets you where you're at, and so forth and so on. So that's included when you join this. We're making it as enticing as we possibly can to encourage you all to join. And everybody's most welcome. And the last thing I want to say about it, because somebody asked me today, is you don't need any previous experience. I think some people was like, oh, this is going to be hard. It will challenge you, but it will meet you where you're at. No previous experience is necessary. Everybody's welcome. You can't really do it good or bad. you try, and it meets you where you're at, and it works. Okay, good night, Satnam. Happy holidays. Love you, Satnam. Thank you. But what we can do in several days is we can create a substantive momentum for ourselves. We can really plug into the source of our happiness and confidence and creativity, and we can gain good perspective on our lives to take our baby steps.
Kundalini has really helped me cultivate the energy to stay focused and present, and to help move blockages.
Doing it online is kind of almost doing it in present. It's like really, you get the same exactly benefits.
And even at home, you do really feel part of the community, Like I really felt like this was my new family.
My first online session, the shift in my thinking, in my attitude, the increased happiness, it's like nothing else that I've ever done online. Nothing else.
Just the general teachings of Jaidev and his humor, his love, his kindness, his wisdom, his insight, like all of it is just such an incredible blend.
If we can create a little bit of time to not only do good exercises, center our life force, but to also arouse our wish for real happiness in the conditions of happiness, which means that I'm wishing for you to have real happiness in the conditions of happiness. Everybody wants happiness, so all it's really promoting is happiness through happiness training.